2005?
There must be someone that does. Maybe mine was.
They all say that
The Vuelta आपको बताया था?
it's much cheaper. They just
You don't have to wait to get letter from me. You can get from the slaughterhouse letter right here.
5-10 सरमाए डाल के फिर भेजेंगे तो उतना ही बताएगा क्या आप ले लोगे
I mean, you could probably get the thing, like get everything made in India, kind of. The clay is another thing.
No, you have the clay here. You just assemble it.
Yeah, I mean, say if you have to assemble it and then get a head that fits this one and put that head on.
So why don't you, when you buy one, get like 5 heads with it?
$250 तो लाइफ में जाते हैं $250
Since you have, that is the hard part of here is the clay.
One thing is like, I mean, if you wanted it, then you have to do it. It will never be the same as the way it is. The sound, like on this side, you'll never get it with that same, like, crispness.
It's like a family.
Yeah,
That way you eat special. All around.
It's like a supper diet. So it's like,
$200 a day is not good.
I mean, and then there's a whole thing of making this clay and stuff. It's well, this isn't rubber. It's just clay and like some metals and rice powder. But well, the head you can get the head, but you have to make this on after it's on the ground. You have to make this stuff once it's on the ground. We have one boy here. He's
Father to learn the Madonna playing, he didn't just play whatever else. He went over to learn how to do so many things. What? You want to get dance, you gotta have a dance, so might as well learn something, so no big deal. And then,
There's one boy here who said he had to make it nice. He's learning.
then you, when you
He's
gonna
not
be?
quite there yet.
Well, whatever. You always play, you always be the guy who played.
Yeah. Also harmonium.
It's lucky that Kishore doesn't learn, otherwise we pay through the nose.
What's that? Pay through the nose, right? You blind from it. Everybody here bought something. Even Sri Lanka.
Harmonium is reading it off unfortunately, I think.
What?
But it's better around here.
रंजित को भी मैंने गाड़ी दी निशान से
I have like 6 Madongas.
So Prabhu, can you
Don't always turn it too loud,
Hare
otherwise
Krishna.
it's like,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, yeah, that's fine. Hare Krishna, Hare
but
Krishna.
you see, Prabhu, when you're talking sometimes you get so close and that's like, oh, and then you go away.
Resonance.
Becomes an echo.
Yeah.
sometimes enthusiasm is loud.
Yeah, I love it, but they still gotta hear it.
So you have to sing one song in between also. Are prepared for that? Select the song in your mind.
Depending on what you speak about, maybe the mood will come out.
Okay.
It starts with Hare Krishna and ends with
Hare
अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद् His Divine Grace Abhaya Charanaravindam Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajaka Varya Ashtottar Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो। श्रीमद् भागवतम कथा की जय हो। युग धर्म श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय हो। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय हो। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्द
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. At the very onset of present day's discourse, I would like to offer my most respectfully prostrated obeisances unto the lotus feet of their divine lordships Shri Shri Radha and Govinda Dev, along with their eternal associates such as Shri Lalita Devi, Shri Vishakha Devi, Shri Ruparati Manjari, etc. And along with that, I would also like to submit my most respectfully prostrated homages unto the lotus feet of unto their divine lordships, the lotus feet of their divine lordships, Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Shri Nityananda Prabhu, along with their eternal entourage such as Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, and all the 6 Goswamis of Shri Dhama Vrindavan. Finally, I would like to pay my obeisances unto the lotus feet of His Divine Grace, Abhaya Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who has very artistically propagated the doctrine of Krishna consciousness throughout this world in this present modern era in a most unique and fantastic way. Conclusively, I would also like to offer my obeisances unto all the senior Vaishnava devotees present, and hence I would like to commence the context of our discussion, the context of the Garbhastuti prayers, or the prayers offered by the demigods unto the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who is about to make his advent on this earthly domain. As we were discussing yesterday in the last part of our session, how the demigods had assembled in the prison cell of Kansa, where Devaki and Vasudeva had been confined by the iron shackles of bondage, and how the demigods had approached Mother Devaki in her close proximity, in a very close vicinity to her transcendental self, within which Shri Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Narayana, was resting within whose heart. So, Shukadeva Goswami describes this incident in the 25th verse of the 2nd chapter of this 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam by saying, Brahma bhavascha tatraitya munibher naradadivihi devaihai sanucharaihai sakam girbher vrishanamaidayan. That Brahma, Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, accompanied by great sages like Narada, the 4 Kumaras, Devala and Vyas, and by other demigods like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, etc., they all invisibly approached the room or the prison cell where the Devaki and Vasudeva were resting, and they all joined in offering their respectful obeisances and prayers to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can bestow blessings upon everyone. So here, while commenting, Srila Jiva Goswami writes, and we also discussed major portions of his commentary on this particular shloka, in his Vaishnava Toshni Tika, Srila Jiva Goswami writes and gives the reason, Tatra bandhanagare adi shabdena sanakadivihi Parama Bhagavatattvena Mukhyatvam Deshu Shri Naradasyaaditvam Kevalam Parama Bhaktya Ramatvena Mukhyatvat Shri Haimshoktasya Bhagavadavarartha Tadiya Prayatra Visheshasya Safalataya Praharshena Sarvesham Tesham Agrata Agamanachya Sanucharaiha Adi Sahitaiha Aidayan. So Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami, while commenting on this verse, are saying that because Narada Muni made a special endeavor to have Shri Krishna make his advent as early as possible by convincing Kansa to attain the climax of demonic nature. By convincing Kansa to attain the climax of demonic nature, Asura Swabhav. And because Kansa started killing those 6 children of Devaki, Shadgarbhas, that is why actually Shri Krishna was compelled to incarnate. Actually Shri Krishna was not compelled to incarnate, but the Kshirodakshai Vishnu was compelled to incarnate. Because Shri Krishna had all the function performing his sweet pastimes so that his devotees and he himself could become pleased. Apart from this function, apart from this sole purpose, Shri Krishna has no other purpose for his advent, for making his advent, for appearing, or for his incarnation. But as we learned yesterday, that it is the duty of Kshirodakshai Vishnu to destroy the miscreants. And Kshirodakshai Vishnu, in the form of the Yugavatar of Dwapara, is compelled. He is compelled to incarnate as early as he can, if those miscreants, especially exemplified by the character of Kansa, will show the climax of demonic nature. If the demons headed by Kansa will start showing the climax of demonic nature, Antim Sima, Parakashtha, Asurik Swabhav. Climax means Parakashtha, climax of the demonic nature that can be made possible ever. Then the Lord will be forced to incarnate, he will be compelled to incarnate, or the Kshirodakshai Vishnu, he will be compelled to incarnate as early as possible as he can. So because Kshirodakshai Vishnu has to incarnate in this particular Dwapar by being merged into the personality of Shri Krishna, the Swayam Bhagavan. That is why, although Swayam Bhagavan has nothing to do directly with Kansa's demonic behavior and his mischiefs, but still he has to incarnate, because in this particular era, or once in the day of Brahma, Shri Krishna has to incarnate along with the expansion of Kshirodakshai Vishnu. So the expansion of Kshirodakshai Vishnu becomes compelled to manifest himself as early as possible. So Shri Krishna, although he has nothing to do directly with these demonic behaviors of Kansa and his party, but still he also has to incarnate. He is also compelled indirectly to incarnate, because it is the law that whenever Shri Krishna Swayam Bhagavan incarnates, or Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he incarnates, then all the other expansions have to incarnate along with him. So if Shri Krishna wants to incarnate, and he wants to incarnate later on, but the Kshirodakshai Vishnu is compelled to incarnate earlier, then Krishna will also have to incarnate along with Kshirodakshai Vishnu, the chosen time for Kshirodakshai Vishnu. So Shri Krishna was also compelled to make his Pragat Leela, his manifest Leela, manifest as early as possible. So that is why it is known here that Mukhyatvat Shri Harivanshoktasya Bhagavat Avatarartha Tadiya Prayatana Visheshasya Safalataya. That because Narada Muni, he made Kansa convinced to exemplify the climax of the demonic character, and so Kshirodakshai Vishnu was compelled, and so Shri Krishna was also compelled to incarnate. And that is why, because all this movement, all this agitation, so to speak, was started, was commenced, was begun by Lord Narada, and that is why Lord Narada has been considered to be Shri Krishna was going to incarnate anyhow, but Narada made his advent earlier, according to the time frame. So Narada is considered to be Parama Bhagavata, or a great devotee of the Lord, because he made the Lord incarnate as early as possible. And that is why Narada's name has been given here directly, and the names of other rishis like Sanakadi, Vyasa, etc., their names have been implied by the usage of the word etc., meaning Adibihi, Narada Adibihi, Devaihi Sanucharaihi, and along with other demigods like Indra, Brahma, etc., Sanucharaihi. And those demigods they had arrived, they were accompanied by their followers. Like Kubera was there with his followers, all the yakshas. Indra was there with all his followers. Brahma, Chandra, Surya, and all these demigods, Yamaraj, etc., they all had arrived along with their followers and their principal companions. Yamaraj had arrived with Chitragupta, his secretary, etc. Devaihai sadhucharaihai sakam girbhir vrashanamaidayan. And by transcendental prayers, they tried to please Aidayan. Aidayan means they tried to please Vrishanam. Vrishanam means that Lord who can bless everyone, especially his devotees. So, now, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, while writing commentary on this verse, which comes as introduction to Garbhastuti, says, Vrishanam Lilamrita Varshinam. He gives a twist to this shloka. He gives twist to the interpretation of this shloka. Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Vrishanam Lilamrita Varshinam. He says that here Shri Krishna is explained or is denoted as Vrishanam. This word Vrishanam means one who can fulfill the desires of everyone, or that Supreme Personality of Godhead who can bestow blessings upon everyone. So who can bestow blessings upon everyone, or who can fulfill the desires of everyone. Because some of the acharyas, especially Sridhar Swami Pad, he has interpreted the word Vrishanam as Ramyabhir Gir Vrishanam Kama Varshanam Aidayan Tushtuvuhu. He says that by enchanting prayers, Ramyabhir Gir, Gi means prayers. By enchanting prayers, by entertaining prayers, Ramyabhir Gir, Vrishanam Kama Varshanam Aidayan Tushtuvuhu. By enchanting prayers, the demigods, they try to please that personality of Godhead who can fulfill the desires of everyone, Kama Varshanam, or who can shower who can shower the boons or benedictions, who can shower the rainfall in the form of boons and benedictions. So who can shower the rainfall of boons and benedictions? Varsha means rainfall, and Kama means boons and benedictions that fulfill the desire of their devotees. So that personality of God who showers the boons and benedictions which fulfill the desire of his devotees, that personality of Godhead is known as Kama Varshanam. And that is why, because he showers, Varshanam means because he showers these boons and benedictions, that is why he is known as Vrishanam. Kama Varshanam iti Vrishanam. So Vrishanam means one who showers. So here Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he has explained this rather in a different way. He says, Vrishanam Lilamrita Varshanam Krishnambudam. That Shri Krishna is compared to Ambuda. He is compared to the cloud, the monsoon cloud, the dense dark monsoon cloud which showers water. Ambu means water. Ambam dadati iti ambudam. This is the vyutpatti. This is the vyutpatti. This is how the word ambudam has been made in Sanskrit grammar. The ambu is noun. Ambu is noun and da is verbal root. Da comes from the verbal root dad. Dad is the dhatu. Dhatu means verbal root. From where different types of verbs emanate, that original place from where all different types of verbs emanate, that original place is known as verbal root. So from dad dhatu, from verbal root known as dad, all the different forms of that verbal root have emanated, like dadati. Dadati means to give. To give in present tense. In present tense, to give, and that is also in singular case. Dadati means to give, in singular case, in present tense. So the word dadati comes from the verbal root dad, the dhatu dad. And ambu is water. Ambu means water. Ambu is a noun. So one who showers water. So this word is a compound word actually. Compound word is known as samasa. According to the Sanskrit grammar, compound word is known as samasa. So ambudam is a compound word. Ambudam means one that which showers water or rainfall. That means the cloud. So ambudam means cloud, and krishnambudam, this is again compound word. one compound word mixed with another compound word. So this is multi-compound word, multi-compound word. Krishnambadam. Krishnambadam means the monsoon cloud in the form of Shri Krishna. And why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has used this analogy? Not only because Shri Krishna is going to shower the nectar of his pastimes, the nectar of his sweet pastimes, just like cloud showers rainfall. So Shri Krishna, he is also going to shower the nectar of his sweet pastimes, the nectar Amrita of his Madhur Leela, sweet pastimes. But not only because Shri Krishna is going to shower the nectar of his sweet pastimes, he is known here as Krishnambadam, but because also Shri Krishna resembles the monsoon dark cloud even in his outer complexion. Monsoon dark cloud is also of dark complexion, blackish complexion, skyish blue complexion. And Shri Krishna's external countenance, which is none other than his internal identity, because the way that the Shrutis have propounded that Yasya Atma Sharira, whose body is whose soul itself. There is no difference between the soul and the body of the Lord. Deha Dehi Vibhagoyam Nishware Vidyate Kvachit. Varaha Purana also, Vyasa is saying in Varaha Purana that within the personality of Godhead there is no difference between the body and the soul. Deha Dehi Vibhagoyam. This division of Deha and Dehi. Deha means body and Dehi means the soul living inside the body. This division of Deha and Dehi, soul and body, is not to be found within the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. And that is why Deha Dehi Vibhagoyam Nishware Vidyate Kvachit. Smriti or Varaha Puran is also substantiating this, and Shruti, Veda, is also substantiating this by saying Yasya Atma Shariram. But the Mayavadis do not accept this. They think that the body and the internal identity of the Absolute Truth are different. So, Shri Krishna, his external countenance, his external form, which is none other than his true internal identity, is also of darkish bluish complexion, exactly resembling the dark bluish monsoon cloud. And that is why, because there are two similarities between Shri Krishna and the bluish cloud. There are two types of similarities. The first type of similarity is that bluish cloud is also blue in complexion, the monsoon cloud, and Shri Krishna is also blue in complexion. Another similarity is that just like the cloud showers water, rainfall, Shri Krishna, who is also a cloud, transcendental cloud, Krishnambadam, he also showers the sweet nectar of pastimes. Vrishanam. So Vrishanam here means that Shri Krishna, who is showering who is about to shower after that he makes his advent, who is about to shower the sweet nectar of his pastimes. Vrishanam Lilamrita Varshinam Krishnambadam. This is the meaning given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Then he explains this verse by saying Brahma, because the very first word of the 25th verse is Brahma. Brahma bhavascha tatraitya munibhir naradadibihi. So Brahma, how does Vishwanath explain the word Brahma? Because Brahma and Bhava means Shiva. And because Bhavani or Durga or Parvati is the wife of Shiva, that is why she is known as Bhavani. Wife of Bhava is Bhavani. And that is the place where actually that Keshav Kashmiri, Digvijay, he had confrontation with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated him by finding fault within this shloka of redundancy, finding fault of redundancy, flaw of redundancy, Punarukti dosha. So Bhava means Shiva and Bhavani means the wife of Shiva. So Bhava and Shiva, Brahma and Shiva both had arrived. So how does Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explain the word Brahma here? He says, Brahma Bhuvana Chaturdasha Kedar Maha Krishi Bala Iva. He says that if Shri Krishna is the dark monsoon bluish cloud showering the rainfall of the nectarian sweet pastimes. Sweet pastimes are like nectar, are like water. Nectar is solid object, gaseous object or aqueous object, tell me. Nectar or the Sudha or Amrita, the nectar is an aqueous object. It is liquid. So the pastimes of Shri Krishna are of aqueous state, they are of liquid state, and they are compared to nectar here. They are actual nectar, and that is the reason why it is described in the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam in the Patala Khanda of Padma Purana. The very first chapter which comes in the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam among those first 6 chapters of Patal Khand. So the very first chapter describes that when at the time Parikshit Maharaj was listening Srimad Bhagavatam, or he is preparing to listen Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of Srila Shukdev Goswami, at that time all the demigods of heaven headed by Indra, they arrived there on the scenario. In Shuktal, which is on the banks of Ganges, that falls in the Muzaffarnagar district of the Uttar Pradesh state of India. So this Shuktal, where the Bhagavatam has been actually spoken by Shukdev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit, there all the demigods they arrived. And Padma Purana mentions that the demigods had arrived and they were wanting to bribe Maharaj Parikshit and Shukdev Goswami both because of their own selfish motive. So demigods, they had arrived with Swargiya Sudha, with the nectar of heaven, that nectar which had been emanated, which had been produced from the churning of the milk ocean in Satya Yuga, Samudra Manthan, that is mentioned in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. That nectar which came out from the churning of the milk ocean, that nectar, taking the pot of that nectar in their hands, holding that pot in their hands, they came on their own accord and they told Maharaj Parikshit and Shukdev Goswami both that please, Vinimayam, please take this nectarian pot, because Parikshit Raja Parikshit, King Parikshit, he is afraid of his incoming incumbent death by serpent known as Takshaka, who has been, and this Parikshit Maharaj, he has been cursed by the son of Shamik Rishi. He has been cursed by the son of Shamik Rishi known as Shringi Rishi. So this, according to this curse, he is to be killed by serpent bite, and Takshaka is going to bite Maharaj Parikshita. But if Maharaj Parikshita will drink this nectar, then he will become immortal. Even after serpent bite, he will not die. So Parikshit, why he is listening Srimad Bhagavatam? The only reason he is sitting here to listen Bhagavatam is to become liberated, or to become immortal, or to become liberated after his death. But we will make Parikshita so that his death never arrives, at least in near future, if he drinks this nectar. So then Shukdev Goswami, Shukdev Goswami asked Parikshit Maharaj, what is your desire? Parikshit Maharaj said, no. Whenever the demigods come to bestow something on their own accord, I have not demanded this. They have come on their own accord. Whenever they come on their own accord, they have some selfish desire to fulfill. Just like Indra came there in Mahabharata, Indra came to please, Indra actually came to please Arjuna, and he came to make Arjuna free from the fear of death. So he approached Karna when he was paying his morning oblations, and he told Karna that please give me your kavacha and kundala, please give me your earrings and your armor with which you have been born by default. So whenever the demigods come, they come to cheat the person. They come to fulfill their own selfish motive. So Parikshit Maharaj saying, no, there must be some selfish motive here. I have not demanded this. Why they have come on their own accord? So then Parikshit Maharaj, he defiantly said, no, I will not accept this proposal of exchange, because demigods said that Parikshit should drink this nectar, and if he drinks the nectar, then he will not be eligible to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And all these other Rishi Munis who are present here, they should also go away. Only we will listen Srimad Bhagavatam, we the demigods of heaven. Once after Parikshita, he agrees to the proposal of drinking nectar, then he should be excluded from this assembly. He cannot, and all the other listeners, they should be excluded, and only we should hear. This was the condition there. So Parikshit Maharaj understood that some type of trick is being played upon me. Some type of trick is being played upon me. And Parikshit Maharaj told Shukdev Goswami that this nectar, for which the demigods have wasted every drop of their blood to protect this nectar. And in Swarga, if you will read the Adi Parva of Mahabharata, in Swarga, in the celestial heavenly planets, especially this Amravati Puri of Indra, this planet of Indra where Indra resides is known as Amravati Puri. So in Amravati Puri there is a special chamber, and the Adi Parva of Mahabharata describes this. Where the Amrita is stored, it's a very special place. Where the Amrita is, where this nectar of heaven is stored, that place is very special, and it is being guarded by different types of yakshas, siddhas, kinnaras, and special soldiers appointed by Indra. And so in the Satya Yuga, when the feud ensued between Kadru and Vinta, the two wives of Kashyapa, Kadru being the mother of all the serpents, headed by Vasuki, Takshaka, etc., and Vinata being the mother of Arun and Garuda. So when the feud ensued between these two sisters and co-wives at the same time, at that time Garuda, in order to rescue her mother Vinata, Vinta from the clutches of Kadru, who had become the servant of Kadru according to the condition, she went. Garuda, he went to in order to rescue his mother, and in order to free his mother and in order to free his mother from being the maid servant of his co-mother Kadru, his auntie Kadru, he went on a special mission to the heavenly planets of Indra to try to bring that pot of nectar. But it has been said that Garuda had to pass and confront lot of armed barriers that Lord Indra of heaven had formed in order to protect the Amrita Kalasha, the pot of the nectar. So this nectar, which has been guarded so much, and this nectar for which Rahu and Ketu, the Rahu was beheaded. The Rahu was beheaded, and thus he was known as Rahu and Ketu. And this nectar for which Mohini had to appear in order to charm or delude the minds of the demons. And this nectar for which long battle and long quarrel and long fight ensued. And this nectar for which these demigods have wasted every drop of their blood trying to protect this nectar. And this nectar, these demigods are now coming on their own accord to give it to me. There must be some reason. There should be some reason, and there is some reason after this. There is some selfish motive. So Maharaj Parikshit understood naturally the supremacy of Srimad Bhagavatam, or the supremacy of the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Bhagavatamritam. And then he said to Maharaj, that Maharaj Parikshit, he told Shukdev Goswami, Brahmarath Maharaj, Vishnurat is the name of Maharaj Parikshit. So Vishnurat Maharaj Parikshit, he told Shukdev Goswami, who is known as Brahmarath. So Vishnurat told Brahmarath, Parikshit told Shukdev Goswami, that Kva Sudha Kva Katha Loke Kva Kachah Kva Manir Mahan Brahmarato Vicharyaivam Tada Devang Jahasaha. Shukdev Goswami asked Parikshit Maharaj, why you don't want to take nectar? This most valuable item in all the three worlds. But then Maharaj Parikshita said, Kva Sudha Kva Katha Loke Kva Kachah Kva Manir Mahan. Oh, where lies this nectar of heaven, which is compared to a piece of a glass, window glass? And where lies in comparison this most exalted gift of the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is compared to a precious diamond jewel? So this Srimad Bhagavatam is like precious diamond jewel, and this nectar of heaven, paradise, is like piece of ordinary glass. And contemplating on this statement, hearing this statement from the mouth of Vishnurat Parikshit, Brahmarata Shukdev Goswami, he laughed and he openly made the mockery of all the demigods who were present there. Tada Devang Jahasaha. He made the mockery of demigods, and he told them to go away. He told them to go away. He said to the demigods that you cannot sit here now. Why? Because you have offended Srimad Bhagavatam. The other sages and saints and other people who have assembled here, apart from Maharaj Parikshit, besides Maharaj Parikshit, the others who have assembled here, they have right to sit here. But you don't have right to sit here because you have tried to compare Srimad Bhagavatam with this nectar of heaven. which is compared to a glass in front of this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like precious diamond jewel. So you have offended Srimad Bhagavatam. You have tried to equalize both, so you don't know the real glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. You are Bhagavat Aparadhi, so you cannot sit here. You cannot sit here. You have tried to compare the transcendental item Bhagavatam with the ordinary nectar of heaven. So here, Srimad Bhagavatam, what is Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam is the real nectar. By this incident, we can deduct that Srimad Bhagavatam is the real nectar. It's the most exalted form of nectar that can be perceived, that can be seen, that can be realized and experienced. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, what is Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing else except for the pastimes of the Lord. Just like the clay pot, Mrittika Ghata. The clay pot is nothing except for the clay. Ghata means pot and Mrittika means clay. So the clay pot is nothing except for the clay. In the same way, Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing except for the pastimes of the Lord. So the pastimes of the Lord, from this incident we can understand, are the real nectar, in front of which even the nectar of heaven becomes dull and fades away. So this real nectar in the form of Sri Krishna's pastimes is being given, is being showered by the dark monsoon cloud, who is Sri Krishna. He is the one who showers this real nectar of his pastimes, sweet pastimes. Vrishanam Lilamrita Varshanam Krishnambadam. And what is the position of Brahma here? Brahma Bhuvana Chaturdesha Kedar Mahakrishi Bala Iva. When the rain falls, what happens? Who is benefited by the rainfall? Especially in India, you can perceive this. Also in other countries, but in India especially you can perceive this. If famine occurs, if rainfall does not occur for many, many years, then who is or which part of the community suffer the loss? The farmers, the agriculturists. And which part of the community benefits most by the rainfall? That is also the farmers, the agriculturists. And in India you can clearly perceive this difference. The urban people, they are not the one who are much benefited, but the rural farmers, they are the ones who are much benefited by the rainfall. So Brahma is compared here to a farmer, to a chief agriculturist, to a chief farmer. And farmer has no meaning without farmland. Farmer or agriculturist has no meaning without a farmland, without a farm, or without a field. Agriculture field. So Brahma is compared to the chief cultivator. What does farmer do? He cultivates the field. He is the one who cultivates the field. So Brahma is compared to a chief cultivator, and the 14 planetary systems, Chaturdasha Bhuvan of this universe, are considered to be Kedar. They are considered to be the agricultural field or farmland. So Brahma is the chief cultivator, he is the chief farmer in the farmland in the form of 14 planetary systems. Brahma Bhuvana Chaturdasha Kedara Mahakrishi Balaiva. And who is Shiva compared to? Bhavashchollasita Sadhu Paksho Nritya Vinodi Mahanikantha Iva. And Bhava or Lord Shiva, the word Bhava has been used here in this shloka. Brahma Bhavascha Tatraitya. So Bhava or Lord Shiva, he is compared to that peacock, because Nilakantha has two meanings. Shiva is also known as Nilakantha. You see, Shiva here, Bhava or Shiva, he is compared to a Nilakantha here. But Nilakantha also means Shiva, but Nilakantha also means peacock. Nila means blue and Kantha means throat. One whose throat or neck is bluish, that object, that person is known as Nilakantha. So peacock's throat or his neck part is also bluish. And Lord Shiva's throat has also become bluish by drinking the Kalakuta poison, the Kalakuta venom, which had emanated at the time of Samudra Manthana, churning of the milk ocean in Satya Yuga. So by drinking that poison known as Kalakuta, Lord Shiva's throat has also become bluish. So he is also known as Nilakantha. But a peacock, because peacocks throat or neck is also bluish colored. So he is also known as Nilkantha. So Nilkantha, Lord Shiva, is compared to Nilkantha, which is peacock here. This is what Vishwanatha writes here. Bhavascha ullasita sadhu paksho nritya vinodi mahanilakantha iva. And in India, you can especially perceive this, that when rainfall occurs, the peacocks, they become jubilant, they become fondly jubilant, and full of felicity and full of joy and happiness. And what they do, as anubhav, as external symptom of happiness, what do? They dance by spreading their tail feathers. So bhavascha ullasita sadhu paksho nritya vinodi mahanilakantha. Because Lord Shiva knows that now Shri Krishna, who is the monsoon cloud, is going to shower his nectarian sweet pastimes after he appears, after he makes his advent. And so, just like peacocks, they start dancing even before the actual rainfall occurs. In the same way, Lord Shiva has started dancing, and is fond of dancing in a special way known as Tandava Nritya. So Lord Shiva has started dancing, and he is very jubilant, just like a peacock who is jubilant when the rainfall is about to occur. This is the meaning here. Bhavascha ullasita sadhu paksho nritya vinodi mahanilakantha iva. And who are the Narada and the four Kumaras? Narada, four Kumaras, and Vyasa, Deval, and Asita, and all these other sages who have assembled there. Who are they compared to? So Vishwanatha Chakravarti says, Naradadibihi tadeka jivanaihi mahasotkantha chatakairiva. Mahasotkantha chatakairiva. So Narada and all the other sages following Narada, headed by Narada, they are considered to be like the Chataka birds. Especially in the monsoon season is going on in India right now, or since the last 3 months actually it has been going on. Because this year it was early monsoon in India. That this has broken the record in the history of India. In the 140 years history of India, the monsoon had arrived in India so early as this year. So it has actually broken the record. So if you will see, it has been already 3 months that the rain is falling in India. This is the 4th month actually. So if you will see, in India especially at the rain time, there are some special birds. There are some special type of birds, and they are known as Chataka Pakshi. They are known as Chataka birds. I don't know what's the English name for that. They don't have English name, but they have Latin name, and I don't remember the Latin name for Chataka Pakshi. So there are some special birds known as Chataka birds, and these Chataka birds, their specialty is that they only drink the water which comes as rainfall. They only drink the rainwater. They don't drink any other type of water. They only survive on the rainwater. They survive they survive for those, and their lifespan is very short. They only survive for 4 months, but they survive only on the rainwater. They don't drink any other water except for the rainwater. That is the specialty of the Chataka. And the Chatakas, they are very eager, and they are very they long and they are very eager for the rain to arrive. For the rain to arrive, they are very eager and they long very much. So I have not seen them personally.
They're not in India?
They are in India, but in the rural areas, and I have not inhabited in the rural area so much. So, and nowadays you will not find so many rural areas because everywhere the trees have been cut down by the increasing population. So, tadeka jivanaihi mahasotkantha chatakairiva. The sages like Narada have been compared to the Chataka birds who are longing for the rainwater, who are thirsty, who cannot drink anything except for the rainwater. So Narada and all the other sages, they cannot drink any other nectar except for the nectar of the form of Krishna's pastimes, and they are longing for that. And who are the demigods compared to? Because it is said that Brahma arrived, Shiva arrived, sages headed by Narada arrived, and then the demigods arrived. So who are the demigods compared to? So Vishwanatha answers this, that Devaihai Kansa Jarasandhadi Davamala Vrittaihai Mahamatanga Jairiva Saha Aidayan. Vishwanatha says that all the demigods headed by Indra, Varuna, etc., They are compared to those elephants, not small elephants, big elephants, Mahamatanga Jairiva. They are compared to those big elephants residing within dense forests, of heaven. Nandan Kanan is the forest of heaven. Forest of heaven. It's the personal forest, personal forest of Indra. And Nandan Kanan has many beautiful groves within it also, many beautiful gardens also. So those demigods were residing in the forest of Nandan Kanan of heaven. But even while they are residing in heaven, and although the demons like Kamsa, Jarasandha, etc. are residing on the earth, but still the demons like Kamsa, Jarasandha, etc. are so powerful, are so influential, that they have created forest fire within heaven. Although they are residing on the earth planet, Jarasandha is the king of Magad province of India, which is nowadays known as the Bihar province, the most unregulated province of India even now, where lawlessness pervades and prevails, complete lawlessness. So this province of India, Bihar, was known as Magadha at that time, 50 centuries back, 5,000 years back. And this Magadha province is being presided over by, is being ruled by the sovereign known as Jarasandha. And Jarasandha, he has made 88 kings of Bharat Varsha, of India, captive in his prison house. And what he is going to do? He is going to collect 14 more. He is going to make 100 kings of India captive in his prison house. And then what he is going to do? He is going to behead them in a sacrifice known as Rudra Yajna, in a sacrifice which pleases Lord Shiva and which has been mentioned in the Vedas. But he is going to perform this sacrifice in tamasic way, on the platform of mode of ignorance. He is going to perform this sacrifice being situated on the platform of mode of ignorance in a tamasic way. So Jarasandha, he is going to behead 100 kings. And what his priests have told him? His priests have told him that once you behead 100 kings and offer the heads of these 108 kings or Bhupalas of Bharatavarsha to Lord Shiva as gift in sacrifice, then you will become not only immortal, but also you will become the sovereign emperor of the whole earth. Chakravarti Sarvabhaum Samrat. So this is Jarasandha. Look his power. He has already made 88 kings of India and other countries outside of India, like Mlech and Yavana Deshas also. He has made those kings captive within his prison house. And who is Kansa? Kansa is the son-in-law of Jarasandha. Kansa is the son-in-law of Jarasandha. And what has Kansa done? Kansa, after being blessed by Durvasa and Parshuram, this story is mentioned in Garak Samhita. After being blessed by Durvasa and Parshuram, he has told Maharaj Ugrasen. Ugrasen is still the king. Now this incident is long before Lord Krishna's advent. Ugrasen is still ruling over Mathura, or the Shursena province of Mathura. And Kansa, he has already arrived in his youth. He has already attained his youth, the state of youth. He has become youth now. And he told Maharaj Ugrasen that don't worry about me. I am now departing for Digvijay Yatra. I am now departing for journey of victory. And I will defeat all who come in my way. So, by being blessed by Parshuram and Durvasa, Kansa has departed from Shurasena province, from the city of Mathura, and he makes all these demons, whose names are going to come in this 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, whose names are going to come in the later chapters of this 10th canto, all those demons, beginning with Putana, the sister of Bakasur, also known as Baki. Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Kutam, that shloka. Remember? So Putana, who is known as Baki, then Bakasur, Aghasur, Pralambasur, Shaktasur, Trinavart, Dhenukasur, Keshi, Arishta, and all the demons, including the 8 wrestlers, beginning with Chanur, Mushtik, Shal, Toshal, etc. All the wrestlers, beginning with Chanur, Mushtik, etc., and even the Dvivida Banar, the Dvivida monkey, who is killed by Sri Krishna in Dwarka in the later part of the 10th canto. This Dvivida monkey and kings like Bhaumasur and Banasur. Kansa has defeated all this. Kansa has defeated Banasur after a long battle. That Banasur, who is the greatest devotee of Lord Shiva. Kansa has defeated Banasur. He has defeated Bhaumasur. He has defeated Shankchur. He has defeated Narakasur with his prowess because he is Kalnemi. Kansa has defeated Putana, Aghasur, Bakasur, all these demons who arrive in Vraja. He has defeated even Dantavakra and Shishupal. He had, actually Shishupal has not yet taken birth, but Dantavakra, whenever the Dantavakra's name is mentioned, you will remember Shishupal along with him. But Shishupal has not taken birth. He has defeated Dantavakra, that is mentioned there in Garak Samhita. He has also defeated the Dvivida monkey of Ramalila, of Treta Yuga. He has defeated the Dvivida Banar. He has defeated, and he is about to defeat Jarasandha, but Jarasandha becomes alert, and he does not want to fight with Kansa. Jarasandha becomes alert, because what happens is when Kansa comes back to Mathura after his victorious journey. He comes back to Mathura. At that time, Jarasandha and his army, they are resting nearby on the outskirts of Shivasena province. So, Jarasandha had one elephant known as Kuvalyapid, the same elephant which is killed by Krishna and Balram when they entered the arena. Jarasandha had one elephant known as Kuvalyapid. And this Kuvalyapid, he was wandering nearby where Kansa's camp was located. So this Kuvalyapid came and he was intoxicated and he started making everything disorganized and he started creating havoc there. So Kansa, by the mere blow of his single fist, he made Kuvalyapid, elephant, omit blood from his nostrils and lose all his power. And when Jarasandha noticed this, he thought that Kansa is of the same age as my daughters, Asti and Prapti. So why I should not make Kansa my son-in-law? Rather to challenge him, why should I not make him son-in-law? So then Jarasandha marries his 2 daughters with him. This is the story there. But Kansa, he not only confronts Banasur, Bhaumasur, Narakasur, Dvivida and all these demons like Aghasur, Bakasur, etc. and makes him subdue and makes him his servants. That was the condition. He was keeping this condition before confronting these demons. He was keeping this condition that if you will become defeated by me, you will become my servants forever. And if I will become defeated by you, I will become your servant. And he used to challenge in duel, in wrestling, and he used to challenge them in Dvandva Yuddha, in wrestling, in duel race. And they all became defeated against his physical strength. Now, he has already made all these demons as his servants, into his servants. And now, along with these demons, he has attacked the Amravati, the planet of Lord Indra in heaven. He has attacked. This story is mentioned. Kansa, he has not become satisfied by his earthly victory. So he also wants to, just like Hiranyakashipu and Ravana did, just like Hiranyakashipu and Ravana did, he also wants to defeat the demigods of heaven. So along with all these demons and their group and their party, he arrives in heaven and he attacks Indra and his whole army, including Varuna, Chandra, Surya and all these other demigods. And they become defeated by Kansa and his party. This story is mentioned in 15 chapters of Garak Samhita. 15 chapters of Garak Samhita, this story has been mentioned in quite great detail. So the Kansa becomes defeated the Indra and all the other demigods of heaven, they become defeated. And what happens? Indra, along with all these other demigods, they open up their shikhas. They open up their tied, knotted shikhas, and with their arms upward, they go and surrender to Kansa. They go in front of Kansa and they surrender to him. That, O Kansa, we have accepted our defeat, but now please do not harass us. You have been victorious over the Swargaloka, you have been victorious over the paradise, and we, the demigods of heaven, have accepted defeat, and you are victorious. We are proclaiming that you are victorious. Now please do not bother us anymore. So then Kamsa comes again back after giving Abhaydam to the demigods. He comes again back to Mathura. So this Kansa, by this Kansa and Jarasandha, the demigods of heaven, even though they are residing in heaven, in the forests of heaven, and they are compared to the elephants residing in the Nandankanan forests of heaven, but still, even though they are residing on heaven, and Jarasandha and Kansa, they are residing on earth, still Jarasandha and Kansa are compared to a forest fire which has engulfed the beautiful, enchanting Nandankanan forest of heaven, wherein the elephants in the form of Indra and all the other demigods, they are located. So these demigods who are compared to elephants here, and who are encircled, who are engulfed by the forest fire, by the Davagni, by the Davanal, they are also coming to pray to Shri Krishna, who is about to make his advent, for their own rescue. This is the purport that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has revealed. Brahma, Shiva, they have no fear of these demons like Jarasandha and Kansa. Narada, he also has no fear because he is a pure devotee. And Narayana Parayana na kutaschana bibhyati. This is the shlok of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, especially in the context of Chitraketu. When he is cursed by Parvati, Shiva reveals the glory of Chitraketu to Parvati. That, oh, the pure devotees of Lord Narayana, like Chitraketu, they are Narayana Para Sarve na kutaschana bibhyati. They are never afraid of anything material or spiritual. They are never afraid of any type of curse or any type of unfavorable condition or any type of pain or misery. So Narada, being the exalted devotee of the Lord, he is not afraid of these miscreants like Kansa, Jarasandha, etc. So also Shiva and Brahma also not afraid, but the demigods headed by Indra, etc., they are afraid of Kansa and Jarasandha. So this is their position, and by being motivated by different reasons and different causes, these demigods have come to pray to Shri Krishna there in the prison house, and now they are starting their prayers. So this was the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's and Sridhar Swami's commentary, and now we will start the actual prayer, the first verse of this prayer. Satyavratam satyaparam trisatyam satyasya yonim nihitam cha satye satyasya satyamrita satya netram satyatmakam tvam sharanam prapannaha. And we will now read how Srila Prabhupada has translated this verse. The demigods have prayed, O Lord, you never deviate from your vow, which is always perfect, because whatever you decide is perfectly correct and cannot be stopped by anyone. Being present in the three phases of cosmic manifestation, creation, maintenance and annihilation, you are the supreme truth. Indeed, unless one is completely truthful, one cannot achieve your favor, which therefore cannot be achieved by hypocrites. You are the active principle, the real truth in all the ingredients of creation, and therefore you are known as Antaryami, the inner force. You are equal to everyone, and your instructions apply for everyone for all time. You are the beginning of all truth, therefore offering our obeisances, we surrender unto you. Kindly give us the protection. But it has been 1 hour now, so we will have one bhajan as in the form of interval. In the form of interval we will have one song sung, And then we will again resume our discussion up to 9:15 or so. And we will speak on this 26th verse.
One short question. When Narada got the blessing that Krishna come earlier,
Yes.
will that just move the 125 years Krishna is here a little forward, or will that actually extend the time he's staying?
No, it will not extend the time he is staying. He will be staying for the same time as he stays in other universes. In all the universes have Bhauma Vrindavan, Bhauma Dwarka and Bhauma Mathura. Means Dwarka, Mathura and Vrindavan are present in all the universes, different material universes of this material world. So Krishna, he performs his manifest pastimes, Pragat Leela, in all the different universes, one by one. So in all the different universes, he becomes manifest, physically manifest, in the public vision only for 125 years. That time is neither decreased or increased. It is only that he's made manifest earlier than he should have become. So by Narada's special endeavor.
Prasadam time was earlier.
Yes, yeah, it is like that. But otherwise, the span is the same. The span of the pastimes is the same. It does not increase or decrease.
So every universe adjusted or what? The next. Because
Yes.
he came early.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
How much
It will be like that.
How much earlier did he actually come?
That we don't know. The acharyas will not mention.
Vishwambar Das bhajan.
5
Yes,
years.
yes. Please sing a very beautiful, enchanting song.
Enchanting.
Oh yes. Please.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. So, Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Trisatyam, Satyasya Nihitam cha Satye, Satyasya Satyam Rita Satya Netram, Satyatmakam Tvam Sharanam Prapannaha. So, first we'll relish the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on this verse, and then we will try to also relish the commentary of Srila Sridhara Swami Pad given on this verse. And Srila Prabhupada, in his Bhaktivedanta purports to this 26th verse, he has mainly taken as basis the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So the first word that is used here in this verse to describe the Lord, Prapannaha, means we are surrendered. Vayam Prapannaha. Vayam means we are. The word Vayam has been, it has to be annexed here, it has to be added here in order to take out the meaning. So Prapannaha, Vayam Prapannaha means we are surrendered. Sharanam means we have come unto your surrender, and Tvam means unto you. So we have come unto your surrender. We have come unto you, we have surrendered unto you. Tvam means unto you. So Tvam in this verse is considered to be the main noun. And then there are several qualifying adjectives which qualify this main noun. Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Trisatyam, Satyasya yonim nihitam cha satye, Satyasya satyam, Rita Satya netram, Satyatmakam. These are the 8 qualifying, modifying adjectives which explain the main noun, and the main noun here is rather a pronoun. The main noun of this verse is rather a pronoun. It's a sarvanaam. It's not mukhya noun. If the word Krishna was used here or Hari was used here, Satyatmakam Harim Sharanam Prapannaha, that we surrender to Hari or Krishna. Satyatmakam Krishnam Sharanam Prapannaha. Or any other such word could have been used, then it would have meant that that word is the main noun or mukhya noun. But rather a pronoun is used here, sarvanam is used here, and the pronoun is Tvam. Tvam means unto you. So pronoun is acting as the main noun in this verse, and the other nouns like Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Trisatyam, they are the qualifying adjectives which explain this main noun, which is the pronoun Tvam here. We surrender unto you. We surrender unto you of what kind? We surrender unto you, that's all right. But we surrender unto yourself, unto your divine personality. But your divine personality is of what kind? Is of what type? So the demigods the answer, Satyavratam, by saying that you are Satyavratam. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, before actually explaining the word Satyavratam, he introduces the whole idea by writing one Karika Shloka. What is Karika? Karika Shloka is a meterized verse. Which explains the import of the whole explanation or whole commentary in one statement. That is known as Karika Shloka. So Karika Shloka has been written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, which comes as a gist or which summarizes the whole import of the whole elaborated explanation which is about to come. So Vishwanath is saying here, or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is actually saying in the mood of the demigods who are praying. In the mood of the demigods who are praying, Vishwanath is saying, Tvameva vastavam vastu sansare asmin vastave Tvam bhaktair gamyase lalyair iti stutyartha ikshitah. Tvam bhaktair gamyase nanyair iti stutyartha ikshitah. Thus, the main import of this Garbhastuti has been derived. Iti stuti artha ikshitah. What is the main import? Tvameva vastavam vastu. What is that import that is being highlighted in this shloka by using all these different adjectives? What is the main reason? What is the reason of using these 8 adjectives in order to explain who are you, O Krishna? Who are you? Of what type? Of what kind? Of what nature are you and your personality? So these 8 adjectives are used to explain this, to answer this question. But why these 8 adjectives are used? Just to make one thing clear, that tvameva vastavam vastu samsare asmin na vastave. That, O Krishna, in this material world, which is of temporal nature, which is not actually mithya or false, but which is of temporal nature. But if this world is indeed of temporal nature, that means it is created, it is manufactured at particular time, at a particular moment in the history, and then it is again dissoluted at a particular time and a particular moment in the history. But if this is the case, if samsara has janma and mrityu, if this material world has both creation and annihilation, then it means that the material world is still existing. But it is existing only after creation and only until its destruction. It is not existing before creation and after destruction. Before creation, only Shri Krishna is existing. Aham evasam evakre namya dhyana sadasat param paschadham yade tacha yovashishyeta swasmyaham. And after destruction, also only Shri Krishna exists. But between creation and destruction, this material world, it exists. It has an existence. Only in that time which falls between its creation and its destruction. So material world exists temporarily. It exists after it is created and until it is destructed, until it is destroyed. But it does not exist before creation and after destruction. So because this world does not exist before creation, so before creation it is mithya. It is non-existent, it is false. And after creation also, after destruction also, it does not exist. So after destruction also, it is considered mithya or false or non-existent. It is considered non-existent, false, unreal after destruction, and false, unreal, non-existence before creation. But while it is present, after creation and before destruction, then it is factual, real and existing. Then that is why its existence is relative, not ultimate. Because the world is not existing in all the 3 phases of time. It is existing in only one phase of time. Only between creation and destruction. Not before creation, not after destruction. That is why its existence is relative, not ultimate. It exists only in one sense, not in another sense. So because the world is unreal before its creation, before the creation of the world is unreal. And after the destruction also the world becomes unreal. And that is why it is known as avastava. Avastava means that which does not exist, that which is unreal, that which is not factual, that which is not actual. Actual or factual. Mithya. Amrisha. Amrisha mithya. Same meaning. So, now what's the difference between this idea being proposed by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, or that actually proposed by the demigods? Because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is revealing the minds of the demigods. He's not making up his own story here. He's making the minds of the demigods who are praying revealed, illuminated in front of the readers of Bhagavatam. So, the demigods are thinking that this material world is real, 1/3, and 2/3 it is unreal. Before creation it is unreal, after destruction it is unreal, So 2/3 it is unreal. Only between destruction and creation it is real. So 1/3 it is real, 2/3 it is unreal. So majority of the time the world appears as unreal. But what's the difference between this idea and the idea of the followers of Shankaracharya, the Mayavadins? The Mayavadins say, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya, Jiva Brahmaiva Napara. The Shankaracharya has stated that only the impersonal Brahman, who is the absolute truth, only he is real. Living entities are none other than that impersonal absolute truth. They are the one and the same as the absolute truth. They are not different. And this material world, which has all animate and inanimate items within itself, this material world, this mundane phenomenal world, this temporal world is rather not temporal even. It is rather completely non-existing in all the three times. Even before creation it is non-existent, even after creation it is non-existent, and even after destruction it is non-existent. In all the three phases it is non-existent, and creation and destruction do not really happen because it is false completely. Just like they give an example of Akash Pushpa. They give an example of Akash Pushpa. What is Akash Pushpa? Akash Pushpa is phantasmagoria, right? Phantasmagoria. Yeah. So phantasmagoria or Akash Pushpa, also known as Ka Pushpa. That's the flower of the sky. Actually, there is no flower in the sky. But such terminology or such word has been speculated, it has been concocted, it has been imagined by some speculators. So Akash Pushpa, in reality, it has no existence. It never existed, it is never existing, it will never exist. And because it does not exist in all the three times, that is why no question arises of the creation of phantasmagoria or destruction of phantasmagoria. So if creation of phantasmagoria never occurs, and if destruction of phantasmagoria never occurs, then there is no question of phantasmagoria existing between the phase of creation and destruction. So in all the three states, because destruction is false, creation is false, so phantasmagoria does not exist before the creation. After the creation it also does not exist, and after destruction also it does not exist. Then it's completely false. Pragabhav, Dhvansabhav, all the three types of abhav mentioned in the Nyaya Shastra. Very technical term here. All the three types of abhav. Abhav means non-existence. There are three types of non-existence. Pragabhav, Dhvansabhav, and Parabhav, etc. But we will not describe these abhavas here right now. So, is this what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is trying to say? No. Because Krishna is real, his creation is also real. But it is only temporal. That's the only difference. It is real, it is existing, but only for temporary time. That is why he has used the word avastava here. Avastava actually means false, mithya. But it does not mean mithya in the same way as Shankaracharya considers this material world to be mithya or false. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. Not in his way. So this material world is false because it is temporal. It exists only 1/3. It does not exist in the 2/3. That is why. And because it is false like this, in this way it is false. Because this material world is false in this way, that is why you are the only really existing item within the whole world. The world is false because it does not exist 2/3 of the time, only 1/3 of the time it exists. But you exist in all the phases of time. And even outside the time you exist. How? How you exist even outside the limit of time? Within the limit of time you exist in all the three phases, Bhut, Bhavishyat, Vartman, past, present, future. But even outside the limits of time you still exist. How is that possible? Yeah, that is still possible. That is why, because there are three types of time. Mainly there are two types of time. Adi Bhautik Kal and Adi Daivika. Okay. Now let me say this. Adi Bhautik Kal and Adi Atmik Kal. There are two types of time. Material time and spiritual time. But now some confusion will arise. If you will read the commentaries, some confusion will arise because the Vishnu Swami commentators, they used another term. So, Adi, but let us first explain according to the Gaudiya Vaishnava interpretation. Adi Bhautika Kala means material time, and Adi Atmika Kala means spiritual time. That's the difference. Now, Adi Bhautika Kala, this is all according to the Gaudiya interpretation. The Adi Bhautika time or material time is again divided twofold. Parthiv Kal and Swargiya Kal. Parthiv Kal means the time on earth and the time in heaven. The time on earth and time in heaven. These are both Adi Bhautika Kal. These are both material time. But this Swargiya Kal or the time of heaven, because heaven is also within the material world, it is not outside the material world. So the time in heaven, or the place where all the demigods headed by Indra they stay, along with Brahma. So the time of heaven is also known as Adi Daivika Kal, according to the Gaudiya terminology, Gaudiya interpretation, the interpretation of our Sampradaya. So Adi Bhautika Kal becomes divided into two. Adi Bhautik primarily denotes the time on earth, and Adi Daivika denotes the time of heaven, the time of the Devatas, the demigods of heaven, Adi Daivika. And Adi Atmika means spiritual time, which is not to be found within this material world, in this material universe, and within all the other material universes, and which is only to be found starting from the causal ocean. The spiritual time has its influence starting from the causal ocean, starting from the Karana Samudra, Virja, the place where Karana Lakshai Vishnu resides, that is the marginal world. So starting from the marginal world, Tatastha Jagat, the spiritual time has its influence. On this side of Tatastha Jagat, marginal world, spiritual time has no influence in general case. Normal case. So, this is known as material time. So, Adi Bhautika means time on earth, Adi Daivika means time of heaven, and Adhyatmika means completely spiritual time. This is the Gaudiya Vaishnava terminology. But the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya commentators, especially Vallabhacharya, he has used another word, so don't become confused here now. According to him, Adi Bhautika means the material time, and the Adi Bhautika includes the time of both heaven and earth. Adi Bhautika includes the time of both heaven and earth. That's the aggregate material time, the material time in the whole universe. That he has put only in one category, Adi Bhautik. He has made everything put into one category. And another category he uses is Adi Daivik. He does not use Adhyatmik category here. He only uses Adi Bhautik and Adi Daivik. So his Adi Bhautik is the same as our Adi Daivik and Adi Bhautik. His Adi Bhautik is the same as our Adi Daivik and our Adi Bhautik. And his Adi Daivik is the same as our Adhyatmik. When Vallabhacharya and the other Vishnu Swami Sampradaya commentators, they say Adi Daivik, it means the same as our Adi Atmik. So this little difference in terminology. So, because he considers Krishna to be the only supreme personality of Godhead, and that is why he considers Adi Daivika to be meaning that time which is in relation to the Paramadeva Shri Krishna. So he has used that terminology there. So that Shri Krishna, who is existent in both Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik and Adhyatmik. Now we will use our terminologies. We will not use their terminology. We will use our terminology. That was just for your reference. So Shri Krishna is existent in all the three types of time. Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik and Adhyatmik. He is existent in the celestial time, in the time of paradise, heaven. He is Swargiya Kal. He is existent in Parthiv Kal, the time of earth, Adi Bhautik. And he is also existent in Adhyatmika, spiritual transcendental time. In all the three times. And the Adi Bhautik and Adi Daivik Kal, that means the time of heaven and the time of earth, are again divided threefold. Past, present and future. Bhut, Bhavishyat and Vartman. But that means the material time on heaven or on earth, the material time is divided into three parts. Bhut, Bhavishyat, Vartman. Past, present, future. But the spiritual time only has one phase. It does not have three phases. It only has one phase, Adhyatmik Kal, the time which has its influence in the marginal and in the spiritual worlds, is only present, is only existing in one phase, and that is the phase of present tense, Vartman Kal. Not Bhut, not Bhavishyat, not past, not future, only in present, only in Vartman. And that is why Brahma Samhita describes Shriyah Kantah Kantah Parama Purushah Kalpatarava Druma Bhumish Chintamani Ganamayi Toyam Amritam Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanam Api Vamshi Priya Sakhi Chidanandam Jyotihi Paramapi Tata Svadyam Api Cha Sayatra Kshirabhi Surabhibhyascha Sumahan Nimeshardhakhyo Va Vrajati Nahi Yatrapi Samayah Bhaje Shweta Dvipam Tamihamiha Goloka Mitiyam Vidantaste Santah Kshiti Viralacharah Katipaye. So it is said, Sayatra Kshirabhi Surabhibhyascha Sumahan. Every gate is a dance, every word is a song, and the time there, the land is made up of touchstone gems, the water is nectar, the flute is the favorite attendant, Priya Sakhi. And this is the description of Golok Vrindavan. And Sayatra Kshirabdhi Surabhibhyascha Sumahan. All the numberless cows, transcendental Surabhi Kamadhenu cows present there, are, from their nipples are flowing innumerable streams and rivers of nectarian milk. And Nimeshardhakhyo Vavrajati Nahi Atrapi Samaya. That Golok Vrindavan, wherein even a moment or a 100th part of a moment, that is Nimesh. 100th part of a moment even does not pass. If something passes, that means it has already expired. It has already gone. Pass means it has passed. It has passed. It has gone. It is expired. Now it is not present anymore. So the material time expires. That is why it is known as past. Bhut. But the transcendental divine spiritual time of Golok Vrindavan never passes. It is always existing in current form, in present form, Vartman Kal. And that is why Nimeshardhakhyo Va Vrajati Nahi Atrapi Samaya. That spiritual time wherein not even a single fragment of moment passes or expires. So even in that time, in the spiritual time, Shri Krishna exists. In the material time he exists, material time of twofold, spiritual, heavenly and earthly. And he exists even in material time in all the three phases, Bhut, Bhavishya, Vartman, past, present, future. So because Shri Krishna is the only factual existing reality in all the three times, Adi, Daivik, Adi, Bhautik and Adhyatmik, that is why his existence is known as real existence. And that is why he is known as Vastava Vastu, or that object which has real existence. And that is why Srimad Bhagavatam also mentions in the very second verse of its invocation, Dharmaha projita kaitavatra paramo nirvatsaranam sadam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayormudanam. That Vastava Vastu, that Paramatattva, that Supreme Absolute Truth, who is the only factual existing reality, has been discussed there. So, now what the demigods are trying to say, they are trying to say that this material world is not actually existing, it is false. But only you are the really actually existing object. Tvameva vastavam vastu samsare asmin na vastave. Tvam bhaktair gamyase nanyairiti stutyartha ikshitaha. But you are of such an inconceivable nature, you being supramundane entity. Yes. अचिन्त्यः खलु हे भावः रतां स्तर्केण योजयेत् प्रकृतिभ्यः परं यत्तु तत् अचिन्त्यस्य लक्षणं तर्क अप्रतिष्ठानात् श्रुतेस्तु शब्दत्वात् शास्त्रयोनित्वात्. By all these different scriptural injunctions, you are inconceivable entity, and that is why, although you are inconceivable, although yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha, although the mind, intelligence and the senses of mundane nature, of mundane temporal nature, they do not attain you, and without attaining you they return back. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. मन, वाणी और इंद्रियां जिस परब्रह्म को न प्राप्त कर वापस लौट आती है. यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा. This is what the Vedas says, and that is why, although you are inconceivable in one way, but still you are not only conceivable, you are not only knowable, but you are fully caught by the bondage of your devotees. And that is why what has been said here, there in the Brahma Samhita, Advaitamachyutam anantarupam adyam purana purusham nava yauvanam cha vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhaktau govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. In the Vedas even, you are rarely to be found. You are inconceivable even for the Vedas. Shruti is personified. But you are not only conceivable, you are not only knowable, but you are bound by the knots in the form of the rope of love which your devotees possess in their hands to bind you. And that is why adurlabham atma bhakta, for those devotees whom you have made non-different to yourself, atmasat, जिन भक्तों को आपने आत्मसात कर लिया है, आत्म भक्त, those devotees whom you have made not different from yourself. How? Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madanyatena jananti nagam tebhyo managapi. Yes, I am the heart of those devotees, and those devotees are my heart. I am their heart and they are my heart. That is why we are one and the same. And also there in Narada Puran, Naham vasami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu cha madbhakta yatra gayanti tatra tisthami Narada. I do not actually reside in Vaikuntha. I do not actually reside even in the hearts of the Ashtanga yogis or Jnanis, but I reside in the heart of my devotees who sing lovingly to please and satisfy me. Madbhakta yatra gayanti tatra tisthami Narada. This is my vow, O Narada. So the devotees, they are the ones who not only are able to know the Lord, what to speak of knowing this inconceivable Lord, this inconceivable absolute truth. They know the Lord fully, totally, because bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yashchasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvatah gyatva vishate tadanantaram. Lord Krishna says in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 55th verse, that through devotional service I can be known in full. In full means how? Yavan yashchasmi tatvatah. In reality, tatvatah, in reality, how much I extend up to, how much my nature, my transcendental nature extends up to, how much limit? Yavat. Yavat. Yavan means how much I am extended up to. My nature is extended up to. His nature is extended up to unlimited space, because he is unlimited. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. He is unlimited. So his nature is also unlimited, and so his nature extends up to unlimited space, not a limited space. So that means it never ceases to extend. It always extends, continues going on extending. That is his nature, Krishna's nature. So, bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvata. I can be known in reality, in full, only by devotional service. And then also he says in Bhagavatam, bhaktyaham ekaya grahyah. I am only to be known and caught. Grahya means caught. I am only to be known and caught by devotional service. And there in the Padma Puran it is said, Bhakti Sutropanantaha, that Lord Shri Krishna is bound by the rope of Bhakti, devotional service. Bhakti Sutropanantaha. And then that is the meaning of what when Vishwanatha says, Tvam Bhaktair Gamyase, or the demigods are saying that you are only known by devotional service, and those devotees are considered devotees because they are having devotional moods and sentiments in their heart. So by those devotees you are bound in their heart. Na anyai hai. You are not bound by anyone else. And that is why it is said there. Jnane prayasamudapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiyyavartam sthane sthitah shrutigatam tanuvang manovir ye prayashu ajita jitopyasita istrilokyam. O Krishna, Brahma says in the 14th chapter of 10th canto, O Krishna, you are normally, generally considered to be ajita, unconquerable in all the three worlds. But you still become conquered by your devotees who are fully selflessly dedicated unto you. And it is also said, Na sadhayati mam yogo jnanam dharmam cha uddhava na swadhyayas tapastyago yatha bhaktir mamorjita. I can only be known by devotion, I can only be known by dry austerity, penance, renunciation, sankhya, analytical study of the elements. I cannot be known by study of the Vedas, by jnana, impersonal knowledge seeking at liberation, or by fruitive activities, or by ashtanga yoga, or any other means. I can only be known by devotional service. So, tvam bhakte gamyase. Vishwanath says you can only be known by the devotees, and na anyaya, you cannot be known by anyone else. This is what the demigods are actually praying, that because you are the only really existing object in this unreal world. That is why you can only be known by your devotees and by no one else. Tvameva vastavam vastu samsare asmin na vastave tvam bhaktair gamyase nanyairiti stutyartha ikshitaha. And this is the import of this 26th verse. This is the essence. And now he starts defining what do we mean by the first word of this shloka Satyavratam. What do we mean by the first word of the shloka Satyavratam here? So Satyavratam means the personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada has given this meaning in the word to word. The personality of Godhead who never deviates from his vow. That is what we mean by the word Satyavratam here. So Vrata means vow or will or desire. Will, desire or vow. When we desire something, when we will, I will do this, I will do that, that is known as vow, will or desire. So Satya means real. So what is Shri Krishna's vow? And how his vow is real, factual. So Vishwanath explains, Svabhakta palanaika vratatvat nitya satyatvacha tvameva prapatyarha ityahu satyam vratam yasya tam. The word Satyavratam here is a very special type of samas. All these adjectives that have been used here, like Satyavratam, Satyaparantri, Satyam, they are all samasa words. They are all compound words. So Satyavratam has two words combined together. Vratam is one word and Satyam is another word. And they have the same vibhakti, the same case. You see, there are 7 cases. In Sanskrit language, there are 7 cases. So, the second case, what is the second case? Karma vibhakti. Karma vibhakti. First case is karta vibhakti. Second, this is the Sanskrit grammar. First case is karta vibhakti. Second case is karma vibhakti. Third case is karana vibhakti. Karana vibhakti. Fourth case is sampradan vibhakti. Fifth case is apadan vibhakti. Sixth case is which vibhakti? Sambandh vibhakti. Seventh case is adhikarana vibhakti. And apart from these 7 cases, there is also another known as sambandha. No, sambodhan, but that is not considered to be a separate vibhakti, because it has the same form, it uses the same form of the word which the first case karta vibhakti uses. Su aujas am aushas tabhyam bis ngevyam vyas nasibhyam vyas nas os am ni osu. These are the 21 pratyayas of Panini Vyakaran, which make these 7 different vibhaktis, 7 different cases. So the first case is known as karta vibhakti, the performer's case, And the second case is known as karma vibhakti, or the action case. The action case. Karma means action. Vibhakti means the case of action. What do you mean really by the case of action here? So, one example is given, very simple example. Like it is said, Krishna phalam khadati. Khadati is kriya. Khadati is verb. Khadati is verb. Khadati means eating. Eating in present tense. This verb is in singular case, not in plural or dual case. It's in singular case, ekvachanam, and it means it is in present tense, vartman kal. Singular case, present tense, and it's a verb. Khadati means eating. Someone is eating right now, and only one person is eating, not two or not three. Only one person is eating right now. So khadati means eating. Someone is eating. One person is eating right now. Who that person is? Krishna. Krishna is that one person. So khadati means eating. Khadati is a verb, kriya. It is not a noun. It is not a noun, it is a verb. And Krishna, who is eating? Krishna. Krishna is eating. So Krishna is a noun. But noun in which case? First case. Karta vibhakti, performer's case. Why? Because who is performing the act of eating? Krishna. Krishna is performing the act of eating. The act of eating is verb. And who is performing that act of eating? Krishna. So Krishna is the performer of that activity. He is the karta. So karta vibhakti is the first case. So Krishna is the form of the first case. And what is Krishna eating? What is Krishna eating? Krishna, who is the performer, he is eating what item? That item is phalam, fruit, a fruit, phalam. So phalam is in the second case, karma vibhakti, action denoting case, karma vibhakti, second case. That's the second case of Sanskrit grammar. Krishna is eating the fruit. So who is being affected by the activity of eating? The fruit is being affected. The fruit will now slowly decrease in size, and eventually it will become destroyed. So fruit is being affected by the activity of eating. So that is why fruit is known as karma or action case. Performer case, action case, and verb. 3. Krishna phalam khadati. Now here, Satyavratam Satyaparam. Satyavratam Satyaparam. So the meaning has been derived because these are two compound words. So now the rule is that the Satyavratam is an adjective describing the main noun, which is Tvam. Tvam is actually pronoun, but it is the main noun here. And Satyavratam is explaining this main noun as an adjective. But within Satyavratam also one word is adjective and another one is being qualified by that adjective. Within the primary adjective Satyavratam, there is another sub-adjective, Gaur Visheshan. Within the Mukhya Visheshan, Satyavratam itself is a Visheshan, itself is an adjective of Tvam. But the Satyavratam, which is primary adjective, Mukhya Visheshan, has another secondary sub-adjective, Gaur Visheshana, inside it. Because Satyavratam is a compound word, there are two words combined together makes Satyavratam. Satyam is one word, Vratam is another word. And two combined make Satyavratam. Satyavratam itself is primary adjective, but Satyavratam has one adjective inside its form. So Satyam Vratam Yasya Tam Satyavratam. Satyavratam taken together is in the second case, Karma Vibhakti. Satyavratam, this whole word, this whole adjective taken together is in the second case. So also Tvam. Tvam is also in the second case. Tvam means unto you. Sharanam. Tvam Sharanam Prapannaha. Tvam means unto you. So this Tvam, because we are surrendering to you. So this action of surrendering is affecting whom? This action of surrendering is affecting whom? Just like the action of eating was affecting the fruit. Krishna phalam khadati. The action of eating was affecting the fruit. So here the action of surrendering is affecting whom? Krishna. So Krishna is the second case here. Second case. Karma vibhakti. He is in the second case. And instead of saying Krishna, pronoun has been used to indicate Krishna, Tvam. Pronoun has been used. So Tvam is in the second case here. We surrender to you. So you are the object of our surrender. So object of any activity is karma. Object of any activity is karma vibhakti. Object of the eating is the fruit. Object of eating is an activity. Object of eating is fruit. So fruit comes in karma vibhakti, second case. So object of surrendering here is also Krishna. So Krishna also comes in the second case. So Tvam is indicating Krishna as a pronoun. So Tvam also comes in second case. And Tvam is the main noun being qualified by these other 8 preceding words or nouns like Satyavratam. So these 8 preceding nouns which act as adjectives for Tvam, they also come in the second case. Because the grammar rule is, whatever case the main noun is in, the other adjectives have to follow the same case. So the main noun Tvam is singular. Is singular. We surrender unto you, one Krishna, not many. Singular is in singular case. So the other adjectives are also in singular case. Singular case and second case, karma vibhakti, both. So Satyavratam is singular and it is also in karma vibhakti, second case. Now Satyavratam, which is an adjective, has another adjective within itself. This because it's a compound word. So how to explain this compound word? So it is said here that Satyam Vratam Yasya Tam Satyavratam. We surrender unto that Krishna. We surrender unto you, O Krishna, whose vow never deviates. Whose vow never deviates. So Satyam, there are 2 words now here. Inside Satyavratam there are 2 words, Satyam and Vratam. There are 2 words. There are 2 nouns within Satyavratam, which is also a compound word. There are 2 nouns. Satyam is also a noun and Vratam is also a noun. Vratam means vow. But because Vratam is secondary qualified noun and Satyam is secondary adjective noun. What is the primary qualified noun of the verse? Tvam. Pay close attention. What is the primary qualified noun of this verse? Tvam. Because that is qualified means that which is being explained. Qualified means that which has been explained or modified by the use of other adjectives. So what is the primary qualified noun of the whole verse? Tvam. You. O Krishna, you. This word you, Tvam, is the primary qualified noun. And what are its adjectives qualifying this main noun? Satyavratam, etc. So Satyavratam is primary adjective. Tvam is primary qualified noun, and Satyavratam and other 7 adjectives, total 8 adjectives, they are primary qualifying adjectives. Both are primary. Primary qualified noun and primary qualifying adjectives. But within Satyavratam, the word Vratam is secondary qualified noun And the word Satyam is secondary qualifying adjective. Yes. Within there is Mukhya Visheshan, secondary there is Mukhya Visheshan, primary adjective, and then there is Gaur Visheshan, secondary adjective. Then there is Mukhya Visheshya, primary qualified noun, and then there is Gaur Visheshya, secondary qualified noun. So within this adjective, primary adjective, Satyavratam, there is secondary qualified noun and then there is secondary adjective noun. Within this primary adjective. Within this primary adjective and in other primary adjectives like Satyavratam, Satyaparim is also a primary adjective, Trisatyam is also primary adjective. In other primary adjectives, you will also find one secondary adjective and one secondary qualified noun. So Vratam is secondary qualified noun, Satyam is secondary qualifying adjective. Vratam means vow, and Vratam is in singular case, so Satyam has also come in singular case because adjective follows the noun. So the noun is Vratam, which is being qualified, and the qualifier is Satyam. So Satyam has the same vibhakti as the Vratam. Vratam is now in the first case. When we take Satyavratam together, it is in the second case. The whole word is in the second case, karma vibhakti. But now when we break up the word, then both Satyam and Vratam individually, they are in the first case again. Yes, performer's case. Karta vibhakti, not karma vibhakti, not action case, performer's case, the first case. So Vratam means just like Krishna. Just like Krishna phalam khadati, Krishna is eating the fruit. Krishna is eating the fruit. So Krishna is in the first case, performers. In the same way, Satyam and Vratam both are in the performers case now. But Vratam, which is being qualified by Satyam, Vratam, the main noun here, is in the Napunsakalinga, in the neutral gender. Vratam, we are not talking about many vows. We are talking about one vow. It is in singular case. We are talking about one vow. It is in singular case. We are not talking about many vows. And this word is in singular case. Vratam is in singular case. It is also in the neutral gender, Napunsakalinga. And it is in the first case, Karta Vibhakti. So first case, singular form in neutral gender is Vratam. That is how the form comes out according to grammar. And Satyam is qualifying Vratam. So Satyam is also in neutral gender, singular, and in the first case. So Vratam means vow. What type of vow? Truthful vow, real vow. Vratam means vow and Satyam means truthful or real. Real vow. But Satyam Vratam. That is the, when you break up Satyavratam, it becomes Satyam Vratam. So Satyam Vratam means truthful vow, real vow. But still the meaning does not come out. What do we mean by real vow? We submit ourselves to real vow. Satyam Vratam Sharanam Prapannaha. Satyam Vratam Sharanam Prapannaha. Vayam. We surrender unto this real vow? No. We don't surrender to the real vow. Satyam Vratam Yasya. Tam Satya Vratam. That truthful vow belongs to whom? Unto that. We bow down or we surrender unto. That is how Satyam Vratam are in the first case singular neutral gender. Satyam is secondary qualifying adjective and Vratam is the secondary qualified noun within the Satya Vratam, which is itself primary adjective. And Satyam Vratam Yasya, that truthful vow belongs to whom? Then becomes Satya Vratam. That is how the word Satya Vratam has been made. Special samasa has been used here. Bahuvrihi or Tatpurusha samas. I will have to find out. So Tvameva, so Satyavrata means that truthful vow belongs to whom? And to that person we bow down. Not just to Satyavrata we bow down. We don't bow down only to Satyavrata. Satyavrata would mean the truthful, the true vow. We don't bow down to the true vow. We bow down to the person who is possessing, who is holding the true vow. That is how Satyavratam. Although the person has not been indicated, but by the samasa that meaning has to be taken here. So, now Vishwanath Chakravarti says, likewise you can understand the other adjectives also, like Trisatyam, etc. But the other adjectives have different. So, here Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Svabhakta Palanaika Vratatvat. Your vow is of what type? What type of vow you have? We are talking, no, that is truthful. That is truthful vow, but what is that vow actually? Your vow is real, it's truthful, but what is your vow?
Never deviates from your word.
Now, what is your vow actually? Your vow, be it anything. Your vow, be it anything, it is real, but what is your vow still?
You hold. Never breaks.
No, that's all right. That's the characteristic of your vow. That's the nature of your vow. The vow that you take, O Krishna, that's the nature of your vow, that you fulfill your vow and you never deviate from your vow. But what is your vow from which you never deviate? What is your vow from which you never deviate? Yes. So, now, Swabhakta Palanaika Vratatva. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that your vow is to maintain and protect your own personal devotees. Swabhakta Palanaika Vratatva. And this vow of yours is the best vow on top of all the other vows. You have other vows also. But here we are only talking about one vow because this vratam comes in singular form, not vratani. Vratani would mean plural, many vows. Vratam, singular. Vratam, vrate, vratani. Vratam means one vow, vrate means two vows, and vratani means three or more vows. That's the form how it is made in grammar. But here we are talking about only one vow. So what is that vow? The best vow of all your vows. And what is that best vow? Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says in the Prathamamrita Vrishti, in the first shower of nectar of the Madhurya Kadambini, that this Bhakta Vatsalya Guna, this attribute of Shri Krishna, that he is very affectionate and loving to his devotees, this vow of his subdues, this quality, this attribute of Shri Krishna subdues all the other attributes found within Shri Krishna's personality. Within Shri Krishna's personality, many attributes are found. Shri Krishna is also equal to both the enemies and friends. Name dveshyo asti na priyaha. According to Bhagavad Gita, samoham sarva bhuteshu. Shri Krishna has many vows. But, Shri Krishna has many qualities. Like he is Satyavadi. This is one of his qualities. Satyavadi means he will always speak the truth. But Bhakta Vatsalya, and like being Satyavadi. Satyavadi means one who always speaks truth. One is always truthful, never lies. This is one of his qualities. Krishna's.
No.
Let me explain. That is explained there in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. One of these 64 qualities is that Krishna is truthful. Now that's alright, what you are saying is ultimately right, but let us just accept for now that it's truthful. We know that. What you are talking about in the past times, he lies many times. After meeting with Chandravali, he does not admit that he has met with Chandravali in seclusion at midnight in front of Srimati Radhika. Yes, he is always liar. But because he is a debauchee,
No,
he is
he's never
Lampada.
lied.
But don't start quarrel here. So now the thing is, that is what I am trying to establish here after all. What Vishwanath Chakravarti has established in Madhurya Kadambini. So, although he is considered to be Satyavadi, one who is always truthful, and like this quality, he has many other qualities. Like quality of being truthful, he has many other qualities. But all those qualities are considered to be servants. And there is one quality within the personality, within the nature of Sri Krishna, which is considered to be sovereign emperor, controlling all these other qualities. And that quality is known as Bhakta Vatsalya Gun, or that quality of Sri Krishna, under whose influence Sri Krishna breaks all the other vows, breaks all the other vows, all the other promises, and all the other qualities which are rather present within Sri Krishna's personality normally become unmanifest. Under the influence of Bhakta Vatsalya, all the other qualities, including Satyavadita, including being truthful, all become unmanifest. They lose their charm. It is said, हिंदी में कहा गया है, जब कोई दबंग गुंडा आता है इलाके का अपने हाथ में लठ लेकर, उस समय 1000 आदमी भी खड़े हो, फिर भी खास करके हमारे हिंदुस्तान में फिर भी कोई जो है उसके साथ वो नहीं करना चाहता, कलह नहीं करना चाहता. Especially in India you can see this. In some provinces of India which are unregulated, lawlessness prevails. You can see even now that when a hooligan comes, a very prominent hooligan of the area, with a big stick in his hand, he might not have rifle or revolver or any type of pistol or gun. He will just have one small stick in his hand. But the whole crowd, that crowd maybe numbering 500 or 1000, will become completely silent, seeing that person alone. Just even if he is without stick, they will become silent and they will, respect him. This is how it goes there. And also in these other countries of Asia. Yeah, especially in other parts also it goes. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, everywhere it is like that.
There is one song in Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Yeah.
Sada Siddha Siddha Kam, out of all his vow, all his perfection.
Yeah.
Sada Suddha Siddha Kam, Bhagata Vatsalanam,
Yeah.
Bhagata Janera Nikta song.
Yeah.
That song.
Yeah. So yes, why I gave this mundane example of a hooligan holding a stick and who is prominent, very prominent in his area. Why I give this example of such a mundane hooligan? Because the quality of Bhakta Vatsalya is just like that. The quality of Bhakta Vatsalya, which is present within the personality of Krishna, is just like that. When it arrives on the scene, all the other qualities they become subdued. They become automatically subdued. So Shri Krishna is so much controlled by the love of Srimati Radhika that he does not want that Srimati Radhika should become wrathful or should become unhappy by hearing what I did. Krishna thinks by hearing what I did, Srimati Radhika should not become displeased. So he rather lies for making Srimati Radhika always happy or always retaining her in a condition, never to displease her. He lies at that time. Oh, I have had no affair with any other cowherd damsel like that. So Bhakta Vatsalyata is such a quality, and it's such a vow also. It's not only a quality. Shri Krishna makes this quality of Bhakta Vatsalya formally appear as vow. It not only is his quality, it is also his vow. It is not only his quality, he also makes Bhakta Vatsalya his promise, his vow. And that is why Satyavratam. In how many places of the Shastra? Innumerable places of the Shastra. Bhakta Vatsalya. How Shri Krishna protects his devotees, or the protection that he grants to his devotees, is considered to be his vow. Especially, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes one verse. And this verse has also been quoted in the Bhaktivedanta purport to this verse by Srila Prabhupada. This one verse has been quoted by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur from the Yuddha Kanda section of Valmiki Ramayana, 18th chapter, 33rd verse. 33rd verse of the 18th chapter of the Yuddha Kanda canto. 7 cantos in Valmiki Ramayana. So Yuddha Kanda canto of Valmiki Ramayana. In which incident this shloka is quoted? In which incident Sri Rama speaks this verse? Lord Ramchandra. When Vibhishan, the younger brother of Ravan, comes along with his 4 secretariats and companions and aides, aides, A-I-D-E-S, aides. How do you pronounce aides in America? Same. Because in India they pronounce A-D, ADs. Here they pronounce aides. So, with his 4 aides or companions, Vibhishana comes and surrenders unto Lord Ram. He's actually willing to surrender. But Vibhishan is alarmed. Sugriva is alarmed. Nal and Neel and other monkeys, they go and inform Maharaj Sugriv. And Sugriv comes on the scene, and Vibhishan along with his 4 servants is coming by crossing the ocean. He is coming to where Lord Ramachandra's camp is situated, near Rameshwaram. So at that time, Maharaj Sugriv warns, just stay there in the sky. If you will try to come on the earth here, on the land, if you will try to land here, we will just destroy you, all the 5. So just stay there. And please tell us what is your motive, from where you are coming, and what is your introduction. So Vibhishan told that, I want to be the servant. I want to surrender myself to Ramachandra. I do not like what my brother Ravana did to Sita. And I have come along with my 4 friends to surrender unto Lord Rama. So then Vibhishana, being very skeptical and doubtful in his mind, he goes to where Lord Ramachandra is sitting along with his companions and submits and says, there is one such person here, and he has come to your surrender.